What am I now? I'm cultivated. Cultivated is where I'll talk about the 2x2 cult, but only a little because it's mind-numbingly boring. I wish I was in one of those glamorous cults, the kind where everyone drinks poison at the end. I would have survived to tell the tale. I'm nimble like that. I could have been in one where I was married off to some nut job who was 75 and already had 9 wives. I'd tell you how I escaped in the night, with nothing but my children and the ugly gray handmade sack dresses I was forced to wear over thick tights that itched all the time. Rose McGowan was raised in the cult of my dreams. I mean, come on. She grew up in Italy, in a pastel-colored countryside in old buildings I wish I could afford to take my family to stay in for a holiday. She ate Italian, learned the language of love before moving to the US, where she acted out, behaved like a brat, and became a megastar. How do we differ, other than the obvious? Well, my cult was serious, sedate, and gray as the word can be. McGowan, like Tom Cruise before her, gave the cult fascination of the zeitgeist celeb cred. However, it's tricky to imagine piggybacking off her creamy complexion and shocking tweets. I simply don't have the same material to work with. I don't get to attend recovery meetings with Sharon Stone and Leah Remini, or commiserate with Nicole Kidman over the impact of Scientology on families. My dad didn't join Sky Mount Commune, and David and Patricia Arquette don't depend on me for advice. No. I had to be involved in a cult that does its best, and does this perfectly, to be the most tiresome place in the world to be, populated by the most unexciting people on the planet, doing wretched, tedious things, in terrible clothes, with awful hair. Here's the thing, though. I can draw a direct line from my dad joining a cult to many of my flaws. I can also infer, although the connection is less clear, that many of my best qualities derive from my upbringing in the 2x2s. Cultivated is not a sequence of events that happen to me with a redemptive arc cheering readers up at the end. Oh God, what a drag that would be. Instead, it's a series of essays, stories, sketches, and very occasional poetry linked by the perspective of someone who escaped a lifetime of rules and regulation and endures the consequences, with, she hopes to convey, a well-honed sense of humor. Buckle up, settle in, whatever it is. I'll tell you how it went down, how it still goes, how I dream it might. I'll try my best not to be a drag, but feel it's fair to tell you. Sometimes I might be. I've written the whole thing. So many shapes and forms, a lifetime of words poured onto pages. I've got more than the bones of the thing. It's been fleshed into what I was convinced was a book, but I'm not sure of that anymore. But a long time ago I loved blogging, and this feels like home. I'll post piece by piece, scene by scene. It's sketched on paper, and now will be rendered right here. Listen, I'm nervous, oh so nervous, but I'm also ready. Ready to tell you what happened, how things went from this to that in what felt like a moment, what that meant then, and of course what it means now. You are welcome to read up on the 2x2s. You'll find lots online, given there's an open FBI investigation into multiple allegations of childhood sexual abuse. I'll post some links somewhere. I'm still getting the hang of this site, but it's all there. But it's not necessary to study for this. I'm telling my version of it, and I'll be sure to do it justice. After all, I've been writing this story for the last 43 years. A couple of little last notes. If you read as a former 2x2 member, I need you to know I'm doing my best to be respectful. At the same time, I'm respecting my experience. We may diverge in what we experienced and in how we parse those experiences. I promise to tell the truth best I can, as respectfully as I'm able. You can email me anytime or DM me in the private Facebook groups or share comments on any of these posts about what I write, about your experiences, about whatever. And pass this on if you think it might help someone feel less alone. I pore over your stories because even when they break my heart, it helps knowing you are all there and I don't have to do the work to explain. If what I'm doing can do that even for a minute for someone, well, it doesn't make it worth it. And at the same time, it just might. And if you're a 2x2 and you're on the fence, my advice is to get off it. It's taken a lifetime for me to cultivate myself into something approximating a mostly well-adjusted human. You can't start soon enough.